Today I have pulled 1.17 watts of power, almost a little bit more than a kilowatt of power. Not bad for 200 watts of solar. Cool. While I'm doing that, I'm also backing up my drive, which is the drive for this guy, which is an absolute requirement and is pretty much the whole reason why I'm still here outside of Las Vegas. So when this machine finishes backing up, then I can essentially go to the Apple Store and swap out my new hardware. So that is happening. Here, let me show you something. Isn't that lovely? It's absolutely fabulous. It really is. It's beautiful. Here, one more time. Because just how beautiful it actually is. I love this. And I'm going to show you just a little bit, a snippet of something that, a small project that I have working for tomorrow morning. So, some news. Let me just give you a quick update on this guy. So, I'm basically going to swap out this MacBook for another MacBook or a Mac Mini or a flat screen iMac. The only difference between them is basically power requirements. A new MacBook would essentially alleviate me having to have a power source. I mean, I have to charge it up, but the Mac Mini and the iMac both require power sources. So I'll think about it. I think probably the thing that I'll end up doing is getting a 13-inch MacBook, and then if I don't like it, then I can always swap it out later. I have 2 weeks to change my mind. I was also at the Apple Store yesterday, and they confirmed my worst fears that they have no product anywhere in the country for the piece of hardware that I absolutely want and need, and I can't talk about it. I'm under an NDA, and if I mention it and one of my colleagues from one of my groups sees it, then I'm screwed. I'm basically screwed. So I can't talk about that. I'm under at least 3 or 4, actually 3 that I know of, 3 NDAs that I can't talk about software and hardware. Which brings me to my next little thing that I can talk about is somebody asked what piece of software I use for editing. I used to be a Final Cut Pro guy. For a little while I was a Premiere guy, and then I switched to DaVinci Resolve. I've been using DaVinci Resolve for years, and it is a fabulous piece of software. There's a free component as well as a paid component, and they're basically the same. They're basically the same piece of software at this point. I'm no longer using any of those pieces of software, which is basically used on my laptop. I moved all my video production to my iPad, and I'm using LumaFusion for everything. So that is my video studio production toy. It's LumaFusion on my iPad, and it does most of what I want it to do. It doesn't do some things, but for the most part it gets done what I need to get done. Which leads me to my next little tiny toy, which is I am strongly considering changing my name from my channel name from Miles Van Life to either Miles Van Stories or Miles Van Travels, and I'll make the decision about what I'm going to do in a little while. I don't need to do it today, but that change is strongly being suggested to me, so I'm strongly taking the suggestion. If that happens, then that means that new piece of hardware that I'm about to buy is going to be put to work almost immediately, creating a new title sequence. The very last thing that I want to talk about is not a talking at all, and it's the thing that I alluded to at the beginning, and that's your moment of Zen for today. bunch for watching. Appreciate your time, your patience, and your patronage, and I will